Hello everyone, we want to present our presentation about sentence structure and sentence function too. Before that, let me introduce myself, Novis Dwi Saputri and my friend Safrina, Amalia, Putri. The first simple sentence. A sentence that contains only one main clause and no other clauses is called a simple sentence. However, a simple sentence is not necessarily an uncomplicated or short sentence because in addition to its one main clause, it may contain a variety of parts and modifier. The basic pattern for the simple sentence is subject-verb. This pattern may vary in several ways. Example 1. Subject-verb. The plane fly over the stadium. 2. Verb-subject. Over the stadium fly the plane. 3. Subject-verb. The plane and the helicopter fly over the stadium. 4. Subject-verb. The plane fly over the stadium and turned north. 5. Subject-verb. The plane and the helicopter fly over the stadium and turned north. Next, a simple sentence can be brief. It rained. Or it can be rather long. Enraged by the taunting of the boys, the huge gorilla leaped for his enclosure and chased up a hill and down a pathway to the exit gates. The second, compound sentence. Simply put, a compound sentence contains two or more main clauses, but no subordinate clauses. The basic pattern of the clauses may be expressed as subject-verb, subject-verb. The main clauses are always joined in one of three ways. Two main clauses may be joined by a comma and one of the seven coordinating conjunctions, and, or, nor, but, for, so, yet. Two main clauses may be joined by a semicolon. Two main clauses may be joined by a semicolon and a transitional word or phrase. Such transitional words or phrases are followed by a comma. Independent clause. If your end links to independent clauses, visit it with a comma. This rule does not apply only to end. It applies to any coordinating conjunction, e.g., but, or. Put another way, the rule is use a comma before a conjunction that joins the independent clauses in a compound sentence. Example: Yesterday is dead, and tomorrow hasn't arrived yet. I have just today, and I am going to be happy in it. This quotation has two compound sentences. In each one, there are two independent clauses linked by and with a comma.
Dependent clause. A dependent clause or subordinate clause is a clause that cannot stand alone as a complete sentence because it does not express a complete thought. Like all clauses, a dependent clause has a subject and verb. Here are some examples of dependent clauses or shaded. Notice how the shaded clauses could not stand alone as a sentence. This is how a dependent clause differs from an independent clause. The crew could see the whale, which had surfaced only 50 meters behind them. And there is type of dependent clause. First, use as an adverbial clause. Second, use as an adjective clause. Third, use as a noun clause. The link between a dependent clause and an independent clause. When a dependent clause is used as an adjective or an adverb, it will usually be part of a complex sentence. In example, A sentence with an independent clause and at least one dependent clause. The link between a dependent clause and an independent clause will often be a subordinating conjunction or a relative pronoun. For example, first, he literally stitched male socks until his fingers bled. The subordinating conjunction in bold. The car which your wife sold me last week has broken down. Relative pronoun in bold. Subordinating conjunctions and relative pronouns used with dependent clauses. Here are some more common subordinating conjunctions and relative pronouns. Common subordinating conjunctions: after, although, as, because, before, even if, even though, if, provided, rather than, and since. Relative pronouns: how, that, what, when, where, which, who, whom, whose, why, and whosever.